Good morning, students. My name is Zaripova Shakerjan, and I'm an English teacher of Oregon State University. Our today's subject is Integrated Study Skills, and the topic is called Remembering and Forgetting. Today, we will talk about the same, and I will inform you with the key points of the terms. Okay, if we start with the models of memory, and then we will continue with the types of memory and the explanations of forgetting. So as you see, today we'll talk about what is remembering in language learning and what's forgetting. Okay, let's see the models. As you see, here we have plan, and in the next page we will continue with the full explanations, okay? But at first, let me introduce you with the statements. So the models of memory continues like the multi-store model, and the next stage is working memory model, and then the levels of processing comes. What about the types? They are semantic, procedural, and episodic. And what about the explanations of forgetting? It's like we have the term of trace decay, displacement, interference, retrieval failure, lack of consolidation, and motivated forgetting. So as for me, I'm really interested in motivated forgetting. So how can the forgetting be motivated? Okay, you will see it later. Okay, in this page, as I mentioned, we will expand the explanations of the terms which were given in the first page. And we will continue with the study of cognitive process. It's and remembering that involves three basic processes called three stages of memory. The first stage is encoding. The next follows storage, and the last one is retrieval. The encoding stage is where the information is input by selected and changed information that can be stored to the next stage, which is called storage. So in this storage, information is stored and it's encoded, it has an encoded format. And in the last stage, the information is recalled by ourselves. But it's recalled, restored in the same format, and it is called the output. Okay, let's continue with the next one. So here we will talk about types of. I'm so sorry. We will talk about types of memories. So I think that all human beings knows what is short-term memory and what is long-term memory. So even we can give definitions in our own languages. So the short-term memory and long-term memory regards to all the languages, yeah, not only English. Okay. So let me at first read the the explanation of short-term memory, then I will try to explain it. So in the short-term memory, it's information is held for a short time in your brain, and also called primary memory and working memory. It enables you to hold a conversation and to pay attention to our immediate surroundings. Without it, we couldn't function. So as you see, as soon as we get information, it goes to our short-term memory, and it's it is stored here for a short time, as it's clear by its name, and it goes to long-term memory. So the things the informations, the data which we took from the short-term memory, we should repeat it many times, and only after that it can go to our long-term memory. So in the long-term memory, it's as it's obvious from its name, it is stored in our memory for a long time, but maybe permanently, and also called secondary memory. So as you see, the short-term memory calls like primary memory, and the long-term is called as a secondary memory. So it enables us to remember events from the past, yeah, and all that we have learned. Without it, we wouldn't exist as individuals. So as you see, in the long-term memory, we can remember our past events, maybe which were in our childhood. So for example, we have like memories from our childhood, yeah, maybe from our kindergarten, from our school times. And as you see, the long-term memory helps us like feel ourselves, or how can I put it better, to be individuals. Okay, let me continue with the multi-store model of memory. So as you see, it is also divided into several, I can say it like categories. It's sensory input, and it goes like attention, then encoding. But the encoding like turns back with the retrieval, and encoding goes to a long-term memory. And as you see, sensory input means like the sensory memory, and it's given to short-term memory as an encoding, and as an encoding it is also goes to long-term memory. And also they are divided into 3 subtitles, like info loss forgetting. In the sensory memory, you just feel something, and I think that it goes through and you cannot remember it, you just forget it. In a short-term memory, it's a rehearsal loop. As I said, like if you all the time remember the situation, maybe the information, it goes for a long-term memory. So as you see, it's a way to continue with the long-term memory. Okay. Then we will continue with the types of memories as an acoustically and semantically. We have acoustically and like acoustical and semantical types of memories. So in the first type, the duration of memories consists of only 2 seconds, and in the second stage it goes to 18 to 30 seconds. And how do you think, can it be like prolonged to lifetime? So it's a question. Next time I will ask the answer, your opinions. And the last one is capacity. So the capacity is, as you see, like very limited. And how do you think, is it infinite or not? So for the next lesson, you have 2 questions. So duration can be like, the memory can be for a lifetime, and is it infinite? Next stage is about working memory model, which was like, so I can say it like created or found by Baddeley and Hitch, yeah, in 1974. So as you see in the first picture, we have the phonological loop consists of, it's a like question, and here it's the we can find the answer. So what is phonological store, and which also has a limited capacity. As you see, the our phonological acceptance also have limits, yeah? So for example, imagine that one person speaks to you for 24 hours, yeah, 24 hours, and only in this situation our like phonological store can be fulfilled, I can say that, and you cannot accept anymore. So what about recording? Our recording also has its limits, and it also like cannot accept all these things, yeah? So for example, for 7 hours, for 8 hours. So if we turn back to central executive controls, it's a working memory which focuses like attention on one or more of subsystems and determines flow into our long-term memory. So as you see, the central executive is the handy like thing for our long-term memory. So the next is visual spatial sketchpad, which encodes and stores visually, and also it is like limited in capacity and duration. So as you see, we can remember things by hearing and by seeing, yeah? So we can also like illustrate working memory. So it is the question, I'm so sorry, but it's our third question for today. You can like illustrate working memory works by asking how many windows in your house. So you can do these practices by using many kinds of questions, yeah? So for example, I know the people even who don't know where the like things situated. Okay, let's continue with the next page. So here we have the levels of processing theory. So as I said, we will continue with the levels of processing theory. They are visual, phonetic, and semantic. So, but when it's said like visual levels of processing theory, we understand that we will accept it like by its appearance, yeah? And in the phonetic by sound, and semantic means like the meanings of the words. So we can accept it by the meanings of the words. So in this, like in the next stage, we have shallow processing and deep processing. So what is shallow processing? As I mentioned in our previous page, so it needs like less thinking. For example, imagine that I will ask the question, how many windows do you have in your house? And it's like maybe easy question for you, and it like don't require more thinking. But what about the deep processing? As you see, it requires like more thinking. For example, imagine that I can ask when the Einstein was born, and maybe majority of you know it, but the others cannot. Okay. So then we will continue with the elaboration. So what is elaboration? At first I will read as usual, and I will try to explain then, okay? Elaboration, it is the key to remembering information in long-time memory by processing at a deeper level. So at first you will analyze it, then you will associate it with things already that you have already in your long-term memory and make it more meaningful. As you see, so I can give a real-life example. So imagine that your father bought you a new phone, and you took the phone and you will say, oh my god, I used to have this kind of like this model of phone when I was like 15 or 16 years old, and it causes you like go back to your long time memory. Okay, and in the last page we will talk about forgetting. So at first let me like give you the next question. In which of three stages of memory could forgetting occur? In encoding, or storage, or retrieval? Okay, so as you see here we have the key points which damage our like memory and cause to forget things. So they are time, confusing information, too much stuff to remember, so brain damage, alcohol, like drinking alcohol, and not really wanting to recall. I mean, not really wanting to remember the thing, and it can cause you to forgetting. Thank you for being me, and I do hope that next time